Welcome, students, to this lesson. In this lesson, we're going to be discussing multiples and factors. Now, these are ideas that we worked with last year, and today is going to be an exercise and also some review just to make sure we are real clear about what these terms mean. So to begin with, make sure you have your math notebook and a pencil handy. And on the next clean page of your math notebook, let's go ahead and write the word multiple. I think it would also be good to write down this definition, multiple, and this definition, a number multiplied by another number. So a multiple is any number multiplied by another number, the product of those two numbers. And to illustrate what that means, do pause it here if you need to and make sure you have this written down. To illustrate what this means, I'm just going to use these, we call them factor triangles, but they're three numbers that put together have a relationship. To begin with, let's look at a number multiplied by a number and to see how we can find a multiple from that. So here we have 1, 4, right? This is 1 4 bead bar, something that you've probably seen in the bead cabinet if you've been in a Montessori classroom before. But basically, it's 4 beads. It's one of them. So here we see the 1, and here we see the 4. It's 1, 4. Now, when we multiply 1 times 4, we get 4. So we can say that 4 is a multiple of 1 and 4. Let's look at this next example here. Here we have 1, 2 4s. We have 2 4 beads. And here we can see we have 2 4s equal 8. 8 is a multiple of 2 and 4. Let's look at this third example here. In this third example, we have 1 4, 2 4s, and 3 4s. So here we see we have, it's 4s that we are working with. How many 4s do we have? We have 3 4s. So I just want you to start thinking a little bit about what is 3 4s? What is a multiple of 3 and 4? You might be looking down here and you might think to yourself, well, 4, 8, 12. 12 is a multiple of 3 and 4. I'm going to go ahead and write that in up there on the top. That's kind of how you would complete this on your own. Let's do a few more together here. So down here, I see that I have 1 5 bead. I see that I have 1 5 bead. And I know that 1 times 5 is 5. 5 is a multiple of 1 and 5. How about this example? Here I have 2 5s. 2 5s. I can say that, let's see here, 5, 10. 10 is a multiple of 2 and 5. And in this next example, I'm just counting by 5s here. I have 5, 10, 15 is a multiple of 3 and 5. In this next example, I would like you to try a little bit more of this on your own. So here we have some examples. Let's start at this top example here. What is a multiple of 1 and 6? In other words, what is 1 times 6? Pause it if you need to. I'd like you to draw a triangle like this with some circles to put your numbers in, and fill in this blank. Again, you can pause if you need to do that, and let's see if we got the right answer. All right, I'm going to go and count here. What is 1 times 6? Obviously, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So fill in that blank. All right, if for some reason you didn't get 6, go ahead and take a moment to correct your answer. Moving on to the next problem here. In this example, I'm looking for the multiple of 2 and 6, really the product of 2 and 6, but here we're looking for the lowest common multiple of those two. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. It's 2 times 6 is 12. All right, I'm going to pause here. And for this last example, oh, I see that I have an error here. This shouldn't say 7, it should say 6. All right, for this last example, I would like you to find what would that product of 3 and 6 be? In other words, what is that first common multiple, that multiple of 3 and 6? Pause if you need to and record your answer. All right. Again, you should have this figure drawn in your notebook, and we are going to go ahead and do 6, 12, 18 is the answer here. Okay. We're going to move through these next 3 examples together. So here we have a multiple of 2 and 8. In other words, 2 times 8. Go ahead and draw this figure in your notebook and record your answer here. Pause if you need to, and unpause when you're ready to move on and see how I solved this. All right. 2 times 8 is 16. We'll go ahead and repeat that for this next example. 3 times 8 is, pause if you need to, please record your answer up here. Write that in your notebook if you haven't already. All right, 3 times 8, or 8 times 3, is 24. And go ahead and draw one more of these in your notebook. If you haven't already, you see where we're going with this. We're looking for a multiple of 4 and 8. Again, we're just counting by 8s. We have how many 8s? We have 4 8s. That is going to equal 32. So this is a multiple. Here we're looking at what are multiples. Multiples are numbers that can be multiplied together to produce a specific number. 16 is a multiple of 2 and 8. 6 is a multiple of 1 and 6. 32 is a multiple of 4 and 8. Those are multiples. In this last example, I'm going to give you 6 of these triangles to work, and for this last example, you are going to work independently. In your notebook, you are going to draw a triangle like this. I'm just being creative with some color here, but you're just drawing a triangle like this, and you're going to draw in your own example of a multiple. An example, I'm just going to do one here. I'm going to do an example of, I'm going to take a number like 3 and 9. Those are 2 numbers. That was kind of sloppy. 3 and 9. So I have 3 and 9. So I'm looking for a multiple of 3 and 9. Well, I know 3 times 9 is 27. So I'm going to complete that triangle with the 27 there. But I would like you to do a few of these independently. Try out 6 of them if you can. Do more if you'd like. And here again, you're choosing numbers. I would go with kind of smaller numbers, but don't make them too small. Challenge yourself if you feel up for it, if you really feel motivated to try some more challenging examples, and just pop some numbers in here and see if you can find the product. See if you can find that multiple of those 2 numbers. That's a multiple. So go ahead and do that. Take a picture of Take a picture of it with your camera when you're done, and submit that to this work as a complete work. And next, we're going to be looking at factors. That's another idea, and that's the other part of this work that you're going to be finishing up this week.